Hi guys! Today's video is going to be on how to make slime without glue and borax, and I really hope that you find it helpful. For the first method, we're going to need a peel off face mask, and this doesn't need to be any specific brand. A lot of people use the Freeman one, which I'm using, but it just has to contain the ingredient polyvinyl alcohol. Then for my activator, I'm going to be using Kershaw's laundry starch, and this is a powdered one, so you do need to prepare it. I like to use 2 heaped teaspoons of laundry starch and then mix it in with a cup of hot water. It's really important to go from the bottom up because I always find lumps at the bottom, so you want it properly mixed in. Then we can start pouring our face masks out, and it's better to have a tube of face mask in my opinion because this took so long, maybe about 10 minutes, just to get the contents out of 6 packets, so yeah, try and get a tube if you can. Then you want to pour about 3 teaspoons of the solution into the bowl, and you want to stir it, and the best thing about this method is, as you can see here, it starts pulling together really quickly, but because there's so much water in the mixture, it makes the slime so much bigger, but somehow it doesn't make it jiggly, it just makes it a bigger slime. It's amazing. So I keep adding it really slowly and stirring it in. When it gets to a really sticky consistency, I like to go ahead and add my gel food colouring. It's important to use gel because this sticks in well with the mixture. And then you want to keep adding it until it gets to this consistency, and then you want to leave it for about half an hour. And I recommend leaving it because I always find that with this method the slimes go slightly harder after a bit of time. And after you've left it, you're left with this really nice stretchy slime that is so fun to play with. The next recipe is from Will It Slime, and I absolutely love it because it's using stuff that you normally have around your house anyway. The first thing you're going to need is some normal plain flour, and then you're also going to need a couple of jugs of water. You want to pour about 3/4 of your bag of flour into a bowl and then pour your first jug over it. As you can see here, I coloured it. If you want to colour it, I do recommend having a few on hand because if you're making a big bowl like this, the colour does get lost in it. So you want to stir this in really gently until all the water's absorbed and it starts becoming like a dough. Then we can go ahead and add another jug of water, and I recommend adding this really slowly because if, like me, you've added too much water to the amount of flour you have, it can go really gooey and gross. So what you want to do is add it slowly and mix it in all the time. What I did was pour a whole jug in, and then I mixed in my food colouring, and it did kind of end up looking like guac, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it isn't the best when you're trying to make slime. So if it gets to the stage like what I have, which is this mess, then you can go ahead and just add some more flour just to make it more doughy, and then you can just play with it with your bare hands because it won't stain your hands once it's got more flour in it. When it's ready, it should be super thick and really fun to play with and kind of stretchy as well. My favourite things about this method is first of all how easy it is to make, but also how safe it is to play with, and it kind of sounds like slime as well. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. See you next week!